Try to recall your experiences in school. Who did most of the talking in the classroom? Was it the teacher? Or was it the students? For many years, the teacher did most of the work in the classroom, including all of the planning, disciplining, educating, and evaluating. While the teacher did all of this work, the students spent most of their time passively sitting and observing the teacher. Participation tended to be limited to answering questions posed by the teacher, with the teacher informing the student whether they were right or wrong. However, there's been a growing movement towards student-centered learning. This 21st century approach to teaching and learning has dramatically changed the roles of both teacher and students. The student-centered approach to learning allows students to become active participants in the learning process. The teacher is still present, but rather than doing all of the work, he or she acts as a facilitator of learning, co-creating curricula and even classroom rules alongside the students, encouraging the students to get involved, keep trying, and learn from their mistakes. The modern student-centered approach to instruction is obviously a huge change, but this change is informed by research into the human brain and the ways that people learn. Prior to the 1950s, learners were seen as receptacles that knowledge could just be dumped into. Cognitive psychology and advances in neuroscience tell us that this approach was not ideal, and that to be most successful, learning needs to be an active rather than a passive process. Increasingly, the view that learners' minds can be filled up with knowledge is being rejected. Here is a quick, simple summary of an active learning process. First, the learners need to do something. Taking formal learning as an example, the students might attend a seminar, view an e-learning module, read an article, or participate in a course. Next, the learners need some time to reflect on the thing they've done. This can happen concurrent to the actual doing of the thing. For example, if I attend a course on how to teach, I will probably think about teaching before, during, and after the course itself. Learners also benefit from collaboration and discussion. This doesn't always happen, or sometimes it happens in informal ways. Some examples include students in a course might be prompted to engage in group discussion or group activities. They may informally discuss the seminar on lunch break, or they may go home and talk to their friends or families about the topic. All of these strategies stress the fact that learning should not occur in a vacuum, or else alternative points of view and clarifying discussions cannot occur. Finally, the learners need to apply what they've learned. A new driver can't just sit in a classroom and learn about driving. They need to get behind the wheel of a car. Just like a surgeon can't just read textbooks and talk to surgeons about surgery to become a good surgeon. In both examples, the learners will need to practice their new skills, and over time, they will become more proficient at the task. The student-centered approach to teaching may look quite different than what you remember from your school days. Remember that these changes are informed by research and are used to help promote student learning and success.